Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to my channel. So you know the vibes. Listen, there's been a lot circulating about Porsha and Simon, right? And a lot of you guys DM me on Twitter and Instagram, Tattle on Twitter, TISATAROTS on Twitter and Instagram. And you said you wanted me to do an intuitive reading on Porsha and Simon. So you know what? Let's see. Well, we'll see. Will the Princess of Thoughtlândia be dethroned, right? Will this be a one and done? Or are they going to be kind of like a love that lasts the ages? Kind of some Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton, Mark Anthony, Cleopatra. Well, no, because Cleopatra didn't steal anybody's man. She didn't have to. She was Cleopatra, right? But this is going to be kind of like a Richard Burton, Elizabeth Taylor, where they always had other lovers, but they kept going back to each other. Let's see what's in the cards, right? A lot of y'all think she's with child. Let's see if we got some fertility in there. Let's see actually what's going on, all right? Yeah, ooh, and the cards are falling. Hold on, one fell too much. Two fell on the ground. Okay, we have the 7 of Cups. Ooh, we have the 5 of Cups. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the 3 of Swords. We have the Tower. Ooh, it's getting good. It's getting kind of heavy. Ooh, what else is there? Ooh, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Hermit. We have the Knight of Cups. We got Death. We got the 3 of Wands. Okay, that's a lot. Let's get a few more cards out there just because I'm not doing this shit again. So let's get a few more cards out there. Wow, we also have the 10 of Wands. We have the King of Swords, right? And we have the 7 of Swords. Now, let's get into this reading. Sorry, you guys know I'm always either going or coming back from the gym, trying to get this panorama 360 off of my midsection. You know, I can't sit there and act like I'm Drew with fibroids. No, this is Baskin Robbins, Dunkin' Donuts, and everything else all at the same time. All right, listen, this relationship is, you know, this relationship is literally going, lots going on with this. A lot is going on. Listen, right now, they're both in this 8 of Wands energy. The 8 of Wands energy is where you have a paradigm shift in the way you view things, in the way you view life, in the way you view something. Let me bring this closer so y'all can see me. In the way you view life, in the way you view something, right? We definitely have the 8 of Wands energy, which means change of residency. It can mean change, it can mean travel. But when it comes to relationships, it's a paradigm shift of where you view stuff. Now, the 8 of Wands, normally by itself, just as a big shift is coming. But let's see where that 8 of Wands is taking us. We also have the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands, they are on the precipice of a horizon, right? A precipice of a horizon. But one of the people do not feel suited for that journey. They can take it, they're ready for it, but they don't feel ready emotionally. Hence why they are dressed in rags. Now, the thing about the 3 of Wands, if you look around, right? Either you're grasping on your future, your subconscious, even though it's teeming with life, emotionally, which is your conscious, you don't feel ready for that journey. Why don't they feel ready for that journey? Sorry guys, my camera went dead. Anyway, let's get back to this. We were with the 3 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. Why don't they feel ready for this journey? One of those people, right? It's a man. This could very well be Porsha or Simon, but it's definitely somebody that is not ready. Why aren't they? Because the 7 of Cups, there is something emotionally, right? A new beginning and opportunity. This could signal an actual baby, but there is a new emotional cup to feel. And the thing is, they don't know whether it's going to be something good or bad. They just know it's going to be something unexpected and it's going to be something new in their lives. Again, a lot of times when we see people expecting children, especially when the relationship kind of moved too fast, we see that 3 of Wands where you're on the precipice of horizon. You know you have to walk in that new direction. Emotionally, you don't feel ready, but the universe is looking at you like, yeah, guess what? Life happens. Buckle up, right? Again, it's that thing of something new coming, a new opportunity, a new surprise. Oftentimes in romantic relationships, it signals somebody new coming into your life. If this card is about romance, but when you're talking about a romance that is formed, it's literally usually signifies that a child is on the way. However, all is not, it looks like, going to be hunky-dory. Why? We have that Three of Swords. The Three of Swords says that there is going to be a betrayal, right? I know all you guys are saying, a betrayal's already happened, right? But there's going to be an additional betrayal, not in the relationship that was broken up, but in the current relationship between Porsha and Simon. How do we know this? It's either going to be one person that holds two roles in your life, like your lover, your best friend, or it could be two people that are very, very close to you. Now, wouldn't that be ironic if the betrayal was the way you get them is the way you lose them? However, you need to realize that this betrayal is steeped out of envy. And this is what makes it interesting, because who actually is the envious person? What is the difference between betrayal out of jealousy and betrayal out of envy? Jealousy is when I look at you and I say, oh my God, you're so I want to be like you. Betrayal out of envy is when I look at you and at first the bells and whistles, the razzle dazzle brought me to you, right? Because I wanted to absorb it. I wanted to learn from you. I basically wanted whatever it is you possess, I wanted to make that my own. I wanted to become that too. However, the more time you spend around the person, the more time you realize that those are their traits and you're not really going to ever be able to possess them or that trait. And that's when it turns into envy. I want what you have, I covet what you have, and I'm willing to destroy you. So if I can't get it, I'm willing to destroy you. So neither of us can actually get it. You know, you could say that this is actually maybe Porsha trying to possess Simon, trying to possess this money, trying to possess this lifestyle, and she'll go on a slanderous campaign to destroy him if she can't possess this. However, when we look at the Eight of Wands with the Seven of Cups and the Three of Wands, there's a masculine energy there too. It's almost as if there's something that Simon covets about Porsha, that right now he's doing everything he can to bring that close in hopes of siphoning off and making that his own. But the thing is, when Simon realizes that he can't actually have that, that is when he can't actually have that, that is when he's going to react very badly and react out of envy, trying to destroy her. A hint to what it could be is going back to the Seven of Cups, right? Going back to the Seven of Cups. Look at what's in the Seven of Cups. We have the Mark of the Beast. We have the Tower. There, of course, is a woman there signifying love. There is money. There's opportunity. And also there is that wreath of fertility, right? But the one thing, if you look at this as being a Simon that excites or delights, what does Porsha have that Simon doesn't have besides beauty, right? But let's put that to the side. But let's think about it. What does Porsha have that Simon doesn't have? Simon has money. Arguably, Porsha has money too, right? But Simon has money. Simon has social status. But what's the one thing Porsha has that Simon covets? Porsha has fame. Porsha is likable. Porsha is a sweetheart. A lot of people stand, whether you agree with it or not, Porsha has a lot of people that really, really love her energy, right? She is famous, but she is also a likable, loved type of fame. I know half of everybody hates her, but let's talk about what Simon sees. She has notoriety as well. Simon has money. He has enough money to make everybody shut up. So if you take notoriety and you throw your notoriety, I'm not even saying that correctly, but you throw your money in with that, what does that do? That makes everybody shut up. That actually is, once your money shuts everybody up, it is a way of fame too. When Simon's getting close to Porsha because he covets her fame, but when he sees that that fame does not transfer, when he sees that she is in control of that, it will turn to envy and he will start trying to break her down, because in his mind, if he can't have it, neither of them can. You know, this is going to lead, of course, to the 10 of Wand energy and the 5 of Wand energy. Sorry, the 5 of Cup energy. The 10 of Wand is actually very interesting energy. It is saying that one person in the relationship, in this case Portia, because Simon, it looks like it's going to come from the place of envy, is starts to have to do all the emotional labor in the relationship. They're doing all the emotional labor. Now the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, let's talk about this card, right? Because it literally is a card of everybody must carry their own burdens. And when we get screwed over by karma, by life, whatever, it's because we're carrying somebody else's burdens. Now our burdens are karmic lessons we all must bear. No matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you are, no matter who you are, you must bear your own burdens. The problem is when you start carrying somebody else's burdens with you. As you see, the person, Portia's going to start carrying those burdens. And the burdens are going to start feeling harder and harder and harder as she carries them, to the point of she is going to be in danger of tripping over them and really, really hurting herself. But yet and still, instead of looking around and realizing that these aren't all her burdens and she needs to drop some to save herself, she's going to bury her head like Cancers tend to do, right? She's going to bury her head in the emotional work to keep herself from seeing the reality. What is the harsh reality that she's going to do her best to avoid? That's simple. It's the reality of anybody that's stuck in the 10 of Wand energy. Let's look over this. One, you can't carry somebody else's burdens. You can do all this work. You can almost kill yourself carrying these burdens. But when you lay them down to where you get where you're going, because you're trying to carry them somewhere, you're trying to carry them somewhere so you can go lay them down, right? And build a firm foundation. You need, in your mind, you're like, I need these wands for a firm foundation. Once I go and lay them down, we'll be good. You can go through all that trouble, struggling, almost half doubling over. And when you lay them down, the universe will laugh in your face and take them right back and put them at Simon's feet. The universe doesn't care about these wands going from point A to point B. That's a very human thing. The universe cares that Simon carry his wands and learn about the hardships and struggles and sometimes joys and triumphs that comes from carrying these wands, and Portia carry her wands. That is why it's a common mantra, this is not my burden to carry. To let yourself know sometimes when things feel hopeless, there's nothing you can do, even if you wanted to, right? But also, and this is the truth also that Portia keeps, as a Cancer, keeps burying her head underneath, right? The fact that if you are with someone and they see you struggling to carry your burdens and theirs, and they are fine to see you struggle, fine to see you cry, fine to see, you have to think that once you lay it down and you say, great, now I've built a base, let's get to building a future together. That person's not going to be, if somebody is not willing to carry their own burden, why would they ever invest? Why would they ever invest once you lay that down? You're literally with someone that either can't, does not want, or chooses for whatever reason to not actually be a whole partner, which means you are the one hanging on, which means Portia will be the one hanging on to the relationship, right? Now, how do we know that it is going to be Portia? Well, again, we have the 8 of Wands, right? But even more to that, it shows that the other person, Simon, is going to be deep in the 7 of Sword energy. What is the 7 of Sword energy? When you have the 7 of Sword and the 10 of Wands, it shows a relationship that is plagued with a lot of drama and a lot of heartache. But the heartache is only one-sided, because the 7 of Wands energy is where you are convincing your partner that you are 100% invested. Meanwhile, you're stealing from them. Simon is convincing, and this is why what she has her head down too. Simon is going to get into the habit of convincing Portia that he is going all in, right? All in, all in. I make this analogy a lot of times, but it's like saying, listen, me and you are going to buy a Range Rover. Every month, we're going to each deposit $10,000 in, right? And at the end of 6 months, we should have 120. Boom, let's go get that Range Rover. Every day, you're on the phone with me like, yo, Tisa, it's kind of hard. How's things going on your end? And I'm like, oh, child, it's so difficult. I don't know. But you know what? We're going to do it. Every month, it's like, you got your 10? Yeah, I got my 10. And you know, we're smacking hands. It's good. But then at the end of the 6 months, you go to make a withdrawal. And not only do you realize then that not only did I not make one deposit, but I left you in overdraft. This is what Simon is doing. This is what Simon is going to do, looks like, for the majority of the relationship. Which is give Porsha lip service that he's all in, he's invested, all the while he's just making her invest more and more physically, emotionally, mentally, and he's taking everything that she has to offer, but he's only taking, he's not giving anything. Meaning it's going to be a one-sided situation where he's going to set things up that he can walk away at any time, and Porsha is going to just continue carrying this emotional labor. It's going to be a very one-sided relationship. Very, very one-sided. The thing is with the Seven of Wands, though, I keep saying Seven of Wands. The thing is with the Seven of Swords, a lot of people become confused like this because they think that somehow, and this is why they do a lot of the Ten of Wands with the emotional labor. You know what? I'll just show them how much I love or I'll show them how much I'm invested, or I'll show them how much they are safe, and they don't have to be worried about investing in the relationship. They don't always have to take, this is a safe place. A lot of people in this situation, including Porsha, which we'll find out, it's not about someone being safe. This isn't a card of emotionally vulnerability. This is a card of someone has a very user spirit. Simon has a user spirit. He takes and he takes and he takes with abandon. But Simon is also a Gemini, right? And unevolved Geminis, they like the game of things, right? It's a game. It's a game to see how much they can take without giving anything. So Porsha might feel like being that Cancer, and this is why sometimes Cancers and Geminis don't really sync up. Porsha might think, no, I'm just going to prove how much I love you, and I'm going to suffer, and I'm going to carry this emotional burden, this and that. And then you'll feel safe and you can stop taking, because Cancers take and they become selfish when they feel insecure. But you don't realize, Porsha, my dear, you're dealing with a Gemini. You're dealing with a crafty Gemini, and the whole point of this game, because needless to say, Porsha's breaking her back, but this is all a game to Simon. The point of the game is to see how much they can take before you're onto them. And if they're really, really good at the game, they'll take right in front of your face, but you won't know what to say back. This is the game that is at hand. This is going to put Porsha in the Five of Cup energy. That Five of Cup energy is where she is going to feel like cups are spilled. She is going to feel dejected. It's literally going to paralyze her to a certain point. Now, everybody else will be like, Porsha, you still are Porsha. You still have two cups. Go take those opportunities and go on your journey. But she won't be able to get on over these three cups. Why is that? A lot of times in the Five of Cup energy, the reason why people are so dejected and can't move on is because they blame themselves for these cups being spilled over. When Porsha finds this deception and this game, she's not going to realize it's a game at first. She might never realize it's a game. Again, Cancers don't really think on those terms the way air signs play with it. Now, I'm not saying that Cancers are not on their bullshit, but not like this. Not like the way an air sign gets on their bullshit. So what we see is Porsha becoming stagnant. This might be this relationship, even though she looks at it as making a jump, right? Who wouldn't? You're marrying into wealth. It's really going to take more out of her than she ever imagined. This is going to be that blow that drops her to her knees. How do we know that she is stuck? She is stagnant. But here's the thing. The cups are knocked over and she cries for those cups. She's looking at it, and what do you see? Red and green liquid in the cups. Now, the thing is, the only thing that should be in the cups is pure elemental waters of life to nourish, to build. Porsha's not going to realize that. Did she do everything right in the relationship? We know, no. Could she have done things better? Maybe. Did she do things wrong? It doesn't matter. The universe is going to knock these cups down because the relationship with Simon is not going to be spilling her, serving her purpose. And if you see these cups filled with poison, that's saying that the universe is going to knock them down because the relationship is going to become very, very toxic. Very, very toxic. But Porsha, from doing this 10 of Wands, is going to be drinking from these toxic cups so much that poison is going to be inside of her. And she's not going to know how to function without the poison. Y'all, it's not looking good for Portia in the relationship, we also need to add in the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune card is super, super interesting. I wish you guys could see my spread, but I'm still moving in. So we're just going to have to do this like this, right? But the Wheel of Fortune is going to be, with the Wheel of Fortune, you want to be on top of it, to the side, or in front of it. When the Wheel of Fortune comes, it's bringing in new blessings. It's taking away things that no longer serve you. But if we're very Plutonian energy, if anybody knows anything about Pluto, when Pluto comes through, it's almost like, when Pluto comes, it takes out everything that's no longer serving you. But it doesn't have a sense of timing. It literally is like a bull running through a china shop. It's like saying, oh my God, I wish I knew what was going on. And you walk in and they're in bed with 6 people, right? And 3 of them might be your best friend and 1 of them might be related to you. That's the type of energy Pluto comes. But also with the Wheel of Fortune, when it brings your blessings, it does not care what you are trying to hold on to, because it looks at it as blocking your blessings. So the Wheel of Fortune is going to start turning on Portia. But she's paralyzed in this 5 of Cup energy, mourning the poison that she cannot drink from. Imagine drinking poison so much that you start to love the taste. These are the mind games that Geminis play, and air signs in general. And these are the mind games that Portia, being an unevolved Cancer, is not ready for. They're going to be on a level that she's never seen. The Wheel of Fortune is going to start turning, saying, Portia, it's time. Leave this. But she's going to grip. She's going to hold on. Why? Because she is a Cancer. Unevolved or evolved Cancers cling to home. And the thing is with Cancers, and Portia in particular, we've seen this in her history, when you are unevolved, not even unevolved, but when you cling to home, a home doesn't need to be a perfect home. You can cling to a toxic home too, because it's a familiarity and the promise that things will get better. So Portia is going to cling, and the Wheel of Fortune is going to be like, Portia, let go. And it's going to start turning on her fingertips, and then her knuckles, and then her wrist, and then her arm, and it will crush her if need be, just so she literally has no more strength and she lets go of all. But she is going to fight tooth and nail to hold on to this relationship. Again, how do we know that? The 10 of Wands. Girl, you're about to trip. This emotional burdens that you're going to carry are going to be so heavy that you're going to trip and really hurt yourself. The 7 of Swords, those air sign games that are played. And also that 5 of Cups, drinking from that poison where you can't even let go. This is all you can't move on. That Wheel of Fortune is going to start turning, and it's going to be very, very painful. She's going to lose a lot of things that she already has in life. When the Wheel of Fortune turns, the universe gets vicious in getting you to let go. You can lose jobs, you can lose money, you can lose friends, you can lose family, you can lose prestige, you can lose beauty. Whatever it is you hold dear, the universe will start attacking it. Not because it hates you, right? We as mortals are like, oh, how dare you take somebody's man, this and that. The universe is like, yeah. That was a blink of a half an eye. Like, come on, move on, right? It does it because the universe is saying, you are blocking my plan for you, but you're also blocking the plans. You're standing in the way of other people's blessings too. I need to get out your way. I need you to get out the way, and I will crush you until you get out of the way. I will crush you till you get out of the way. So it's a lot of pain in store. It's a lot of pain. A lot. I don't think that she knows what she is in store for. Again, with that Wheel of Fortune, she needs to let go, but it's against her nature as a Cancer. Also, she's going to have an air sign in her ear playing those games that unevolved air signs play. Now, what is going to make her finally let go? Is she going to be able to let go? Let's see, right? We have the Death card. The Death card. Now, you know with the Death card, right? It usually doesn't symbolize actual death. What it symbolizes, right? What it symbolizes is an idea, a dream, a hope you had, something you let rule your life by consent or decree, just like that. gone, right? This is also bookended by the Tower, something you built up, right? We see it with that emotional energy, that emotional labor, something you built up, something you wanted to be real, something you literally, and this is with Wheel of Fortune, right? You put your heart, you put your soul, you put everything in it. And just like that, you saw something, you discovered something, and boom, it all crumbled. And it's going to come like a bolt of lightning. This is what's going to be so cruel. Portia's going to put a lot of emotional energy into the relationship, a lot of emotional energy. And because she has her head down, she's not going to see that Simon is going to be doing things to destroy the relationships. Now, what could destroy a relationship, right? Well, the number one reason is infidelity, disrespect, lack of regard, right? But on an Orwellian level. But Portia's not going to be able to see that because she's going to be so busy doing emotional labor. It's almost like she's going to be blind to things. She's going to be blind to a lot. But when his transgressions are found out, it's going to come very quickly. And the home and the house and everything that she built up, everything that she thought she was building is going to fall down in an instant. The thing that's going to be so heartbreaking, and this also goes back into the Five of Cups energy for Portia, is the fact that once it's done, as a little Cancerian, she's going to try to be like, no, let me try to rebuild home, right? But the only thing is, when the Tower comes down, it breaks everything into a million pieces, and nothing broken in a million pieces can be rebuilt. Nothing can be rebuilt when it comes down from the Tower. You might be able to go and maybe go 5 feet and build a new tower, but this tower, the way you had it, your fantasies, your hopes, your dreams, everything that happens is going to be gone. It's in the Ten of Wands when she finally, the wands slip and she trips and she truly hurts herself to the point of crippling herself, right? Crippling herself and paralyzing herself and being stuck in a horrible situation. This is the Death card also. This is the Death card where an idea she let rule her life by consent or decree. No, this is an equal relationship. No, they're there for me. No, they love me. No, they're not playing games. These are going to be the ideas that she let fuel her with this emotional labor, but also rule her life and her decisions by consent or decree. The thing is that Portia doesn't realize is when death comes, it's almost like the Wheel of Fortune, if I can find that. Sorry, I know, I wish I could lay these cards down, but it's almost like the Wheel of Fortune if you can find it. It's almost like the Wheel of Fortune if you can find it. What is that Wheel of Fortune, right? It is the fact of you have to let go. But part of the reason sometimes people don't let go is because they don't want to look forward. Same thing with death. The universe is saying, listen, girl, this isn't serving you. It's keeping you from your higher purpose. It's actually you're drinking from poison. And I don't want this poison to finally do you in. Boom. Universe says, death, go in there and clear. Clear that bitch out, right? And then the death is set and they're like, yo, Portia, you're free. Go, go, go. You welcome, high five. But meanwhile, Portia is going to be on her hands and knees, crying, looking at the dead king, looking at her dead ideal, looking at the death of what she thought could be, would be, all her hopes, her dreams, her loves, her hard work. Poof, gone. And she's going to be overcome with sadness. And the universe is saying with that Five of Cups, get up, girl, go, 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 go. You still have these blessings coming. No matter who you think you are, right? The universe takes you on a ride. However, she is going to be paralyzed. And the thing is, she's not going to get up, not because she can't at this point, but because she doesn't know which way to go. She knew things weren't good. She just didn't know how bad. And Portia has no way to go. She has no way to go. So how can she get out of that energy? Some of you guys might not care. The Knight of Swords, right? The Hermit and the Knight of Cups, right? Which will lead her to the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles will be eventually, she'll make it through the storm. And she'll stand on solid ground and she'll be able to once again play with opportunities. Not as many opportunities she ever had, but she'll feel like she's on solid ground with all those tumultuous feelings. But it's going to take a lot of work to even get to this. Why? Because this is what I always say about Portia being unevolved. She is very, very unevolved. One of the darkest incarnations of an unevolved Cancer that I've seen. I always had my doubts and I always left a little space for her. But what she did by coming into another woman's home and being friendly and befriending, I think it's beyond redemption. A lot of you guys do, but you have to understand that for Porsha, who is a Cancer, she knows the boundaries she crossed. She knows how she would feel if another woman did that. And the fact that she was willing to do that, it shows that she's in a very complicated but dark mindset right now, right? Very, very unevolved. It's going to take the King of Swords, which is going to have to finally apply cold, hard logic. Who is she? What does she stand for? What does she want? What is she truly willing to give up? And what is she willing to accept? And where she feels like she falls in this universe when it comes to karma. There's also the Hermit energy. She's going to have to let her instinct guide her. But inches equals miles. What is that? That is where you let your instinct guide you, but you keep your emotions in the Knight of Cup energy, where you look at what is happening and what has happened, and you don't let your actual subconscious, horses always signal subconscious, you don't let your actual subconscious touch the river that's going by. You keep your emotions firmly in hand. Inches equals miles. Honor your intuition, but don't let your emotions guide you. And right now, she is a very emotional person. She is in a very emotional state, lover or hater. She falls in love at the drop of the hat. She goes for what she wants. She does things in very short-term ways in order to satisfy her internal needs. However, for her to get past all of this energy, for her to get past all this energy that's about to befall her, right? Befall her, I don't even know if that's right, but that's about to come into her life, and you could argue that she brought this energy toward her. Regardless, sometimes we bring our lessons in. You know, we all play an active role in our own karma. Karma is not something punishing. Karma is just saying what goes around comes around. You know, in the universe, there is energy, but energy is never destroyed, and it's not ever created. It's just moved around. Porsha is bringing energy into her life, and energy that I don't know if she's ready for it, especially when you're at the hands of someone that is deep, deep, deep in the Seven of Swords energy and delights in the Seven of Swords energy. So, listen, in the future, there is the Nine of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, especially the Nine of Pentacles, lushness and abundance, but also peace. But in order to get there, there needs to be a real growing of emotional maturity where logic actually weighs just as much as how you feel. With unevolved signs that are deep in their feelings, you don't realize that, yes, what you feel feels real, and it is real to a certain point. However, it is not the truth. It is not reality. And the single biggest thing that we can do, that we need to do to move toward any sort of happiness, is have the ability to see reality. Not for what you want it to be, not for what you hope it to be, not even for what you wish or think you could make it, but for when you look out, what it actually is. Once you see reality, then you can start actually building a beautiful vision of the future. But for right now, no. Our little Cancerian is stuck in her emotions, her visions. She can't really see the reality of what's going to happen. So, you know, you guys, buckle up. It's going to be a hell of a ride. I am worried about things, but, you know, God willing, people grow, people evolve, people learn from their mistakes, and they learn from their mistakes and truly, truly internalize and atone from them as soon as possible. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for the intuitive reading. Maybe I might do another one. This was kind of fun. Usually I am on YouTube Live. I do free mini tarot readings to my subscribers. Usually Tuesday through Friday. I post on my Instagram, Tisa Tarot. Every Friday I post my schedule for the next week. stop by. Of course, I do have a Patreon fam. You can join my channel as well for unlimited readings. But if you want to come and get a free mini reading, come on over and stop in line and come get that mini reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and look out for Gemini season videos. I'm going to do the intuitive tarot readings for all signs and Gemini season. So be on the lookout for that, okay?